What's up, guys? JT of the Dead here, coming at you from the other bedroom of the Dead. Got a music update for you guys today. This is music update number 3, maybe, or 2, I don't know. But, anyways, I decided to stop by the Goodwill today to see if they had any goods at the Goodwill. And as you guys know from watching my previous video, I got back into collecting cassette tapes. Now, not really collecting. I'm not like, ooh, going to go out and pay $500 for some rare cassettes. Nothing like that. It's just like, I'm going to go to Goodwill or flea markets or whatnot if I find good deals on cassettes, then I'm going to pick them up. So that's what I did today, and I actually came across 4 good finds. And you know, that's enough talking about it. Let's just go ahead and show you guys what I got. Picked up the Airheads cassette tape. This is original motion soundtrack. Now, this has Anthrax, White Zombie, Primus, the Ramones, just tons and tons of classic bands. And the Airheads is actually a really good rock and roll movie. If you guys haven't seen that one, check it out, definitely. Highly recommend it. Got Steve Buscemi in there. That's always good, you know, and Adam Sandler. So, pretty cool. Next up here we got Warrant's Cherry Pie. She's My Cherry Pie. Everybody knows that one. I'm not really familiar with a lot of Warrant songs, so I figured I would pick this up to check them out. I mean, I do know Cherry Pie, but I figured I would like to, you know, maybe listen to the rest of their stuff. It probably sucks. Probably 80s pop rock, you know. I mean, I'm all about 80s pop and rock music, but just something fake about Warrant. But I figured it'd be, you know, be worth a shot to check it out. Why not? Next up here we got, this was a personal favorite of JT's back in the 90s. At any time of the day, you could have found me with my Walkman on rocking this out, and I'm kind of just, you know, ashamed to say it, but we picked up Vanilla Ice's To the Extreme. Now, this is a classic album, and I just found a gold something inside of the cassette tape, but I don't know what that is. But you know, you gotta love Vanilla Ice, Ice Ice Baby, you know, classic 90s. If anybody's from the 90s or 80s or whatever, or if you were in the 80s and grew up in the 90s, you gotta love Vanilla Ice. You just have to. There's no other choice. You gotta love Ninja Rap. Come on. Now, this next cassette tape was the coolest find of the day, because I didn't even know that this was a company at the time. Now, this was a Victory Records 1997 promotional cassette tape. Now, this was really cool because Victory put out a lot of like hardcore bands and punk bands and stuff like that nowadays, but this was before the hardcore scene was the rage. So I picked this up because I figured, you know, it'd be a lot of cool 90s punk bands on there and 80s punk bands maybe. You know, some people were just trying to make it, but I mean, CDs were big at this time, so it's cool with them. It's very punk rock of them to put this out on cassette tape. So popped this in my car on the way home and was listening to some of it. Really cool stuff. Down those old school hardcore and punk. Not the new hardcore kind of screamo stuff, you know. And these next few are some LPs. Now, I have tons of LPs that I haven't shown. I did one video showing a few of them, but probably the next few videos that I do will be just showing my vinyl collection. So I just grabbed a few out of my crates over there. I figured I would just show some notable mentions. We got Iron Butterflies, and I got a DeVito. And that's right, one whole side of this record is the song And I Got a DeVito because it's so long. I mean, this whole album's just an acid trip. That's all I can say about it. Just great 60s acid trip music. You gotta love Iron Butterfly. Next up, we have the 80s pop phenomenon, Robert Palmer. Now, this is a self-titled album. Picked this up at a flea market a long time ago, and this has, you know, Bad Case of Loving You and all of his classic tunes on there. Gotta love Robert Palmer. If you're a fan of 80s music, or of the movie American Psycho. We got Led Zeppelin's 2 album. This is one of my favorite albums ever put out, and one of my favorite vinyls that I own. I was very happy to find this at a flea market. This has Living, Loving, Made, Heartbreaker, just all the classic Zeppelin. Not all the classics, but a lot of the classics come from Zeppelin 2, in my opinion. Got the cool fold-out cover here, which is mine's kind of got some crap on it, but still cool nonetheless, you know. They just don't do album covers like this stuff anymore. And the next up here we got Devo's Live. Devo is great 80s math pop music, you know. That's all I can say about it. It's just nerd pop. You gotta love it. You gotta love Devo. Whip it good. Next up here we have Queen's Greatest Hits. What more can you say about Queen? I mean, Freddie Mercury was an amazing frontman. Queen was great songwriters. And, you know, it just sucks that their career was, you know, took the path that it did with Freddie Mercury and everything. I mean, his life was just taken too short, you know, too soon, I think. Would have had a lot more great Queen hits, I believe. Now, you guys may dig this one. This is the License to Drive soundtrack. You got the two Corys, Corey Feldman and Corey Haim on there. Got all kinds of cool shots from the movie. Now, I wished I had the movie. The movie is way out of print. But this is a great Corey and Corey film. Probably one of my favorites other than Lost Boys. I really desperately need to watch this again. Just a very good movie. You know, it also sucks about Corey Haim, you know, passing away over a year ago now. So, that sucks. And this next album up here, this is one that JT rocked out since he was knee-high to a grasshopper. We got Guns N' Roses, Appetite for Destruction, GNR, baby. You got Welcome to the Jungle, Sweet Child of Mine, Night Train, Mr. Brownstone, Paradise City. I mean, the list goes on of great Guns N' Roses tunes. And look at those guys. They just look rock and roll. You got Slash and Axl and Duff all looking just rock and roll there. Next up, this is the last that I've picked out to show. But like I said, I will show the rest of my collection here and there. Probably this weekend I'll do some more videos showing them. This is Grim Reaper. This is just great 80s album. Got Rock You to Hell, Night of the Vampire. Look at that cover. I mean, you got so much. I mean, it, you know, almost coincides with the horror film. You know, just the way it looks. I mean, it just looks awesome. And you gotta love Grim Reaper with the high-pitched 80s vocals. Look at those guys. Classics. Well, that's it for this music update, guys. Keep on rocking. Peace.